we're 12, 14, 12. So they let's cook like the English do, because then we can serve the roast, we can do this, we can do all of that, because we wanted to be as good as them. What happened with the coloured people, remember, not Malayan, because Malayan people cooked with the spices and all of that. They cooked boerekos maar in 'n afgewaterde manner. They didn't have the money to use 2 chickens in a chicken pie. They used potato, they used carrots and everything to rek dit. Dit was rek my kos, 'n noodkos geweest. There's some wonderful recipes. We're serving it tomorrow night with the faint Professor Holder. What is that in English? The fine tasting guild. We're actually doing it tomorrow night and on Saturday and on Friday. We'll be serving home-baked bread, soet suurdeeg brood, and you take pumpkin. You take the water of the pumpkin, you smear it on top of the bread, and dan vat jy kains, and you sit die kains bo-op. And this was the food that they ate. Remember, they got the scraps. I'm going to tell you a very sad story, which I don't know how I'm going to bring into the next book that I'm writing about, but it's probably one of the saddest stories. I was last year invited to the Steinecker Roof, the Writers' Festival, and while I was talking to people about the Karoo food, there was a wonderful woman cooking at the Krabbe Hotel, the Taste, which many of you must have eaten at. It's a phenomenal place to go and have real food. And I asked her about the food that they ate as children. There were 14 children. I said, but what jam did you cook? Because you had the jams, you had all the fruit. She said, but they had nothing on the farm. This is very, very sad. So I said, but what jam did you cook? She said, we didn't have fruit. I said, but what did you eat as something sweet? Because they used to eat pumpkin. That was their sweet on bread. She said, my mother cooked the jam for the lady in the kitchen. The scum of the jam, she was allowed to take home for us to put on our bread. You can ask Jansen, what's her name? Dawn Johannesson, if you would know, from a primitive Vakka. I was sitting at the table, I started to cry. I could not believe that people could have been that cruel. And I sat there and I just said to her, please forgive me. It's probably the last time that I ever said, I'm sorry, I'm almost emotional about it. I said, please forgive me, because it really wasn't everyone who was like that. So truly horrific story. So the food then becomes a healing process between this wonderful woman that's taking care of this child, and he confides in her. Because through food, what you all know what's happening today again in food, is we're sitting at tables, we're having conversations. Take away cell phones away, put them under the table. I'm doing consultation now for a restaurant in France that will be opening in October. And I said to them, I really strongly suggest that when the people arrive in, we're going to say no cell phones allowed in this restaurant. Because people are going back to having they've got this desperate need of emotional contact because of Facebook and all this virtual reality of how happy we are, but people want to have a conversation. And in the old days, people sat down and they actually listened to people, but food became the twistles. It really became the way that they actually nurtured and took care of people. Hoofstuk 21. Dit was agter die middag dat die kind by die tafel voor my kom sit het. Die kapok het kaalvoet oor die berge geloop. Die lug was koud. Sy skouers was amper te groot vir sy rankerige lyf. Hy het soos 'n ou man sin vorentoe gehang. Ek ken al daai lyfstaal van hom. Die kind se hart, sy dam was vol. Snaaks ouer kinders word, hoe kleiner word hulle in jou kop. Jy onthou hulle altyd as klein kinders wat met onskuld net van liefde ken. En dan, in die pad van hul se lewe, die seer van haat aanleer. Ek het 'n kom warm bodesop voor hom neergesit. Die kind het die deksel gelig en die stoom ingeasem. Dankie Mietha. Mietha, hoe weet 'n mens as jy gelukkig is? Ek het hom aangekyk oor sy hande, wat die sop kom omgevat het. Sy lang vingers, sy naels met die spierwit halfmaan. Ek het sy oë gesoek. Ek het daar binne gekyk en gesien, dat die skoenlappers weer uit sy oë gevlug het. Ek het geskrik. Ek het oorkant om gaan sit, my hande voor my uitgestrek, asof om die kind te seën. As jy gelukkig is, Daniël, het ek gesê, dan wil jy nêrens anders wees nie. Jy wil niks anders ruik, eet of voel nie. Geluk is soos 'n warm Charlie wat jy om jou skouers sit in die winter. Tegelijkertijd bring dit menswarmte en 'n bekende reuk en hou dit jou sommer styf vas in jou se eie lyf. Hy het die soplepel gevat en die sop na mond geneem. Hy het my soetsuurdeegbrood dik met botter gesmeer en 'n stuk vir stuk in die sop gedoop en mond toe gevat. Weet jy, Mietha, ek is meestal ongelukkig, maar as ek by jou is, dan is ek gelukkig. Agter sy oë was 'n damwal water wat ek kon sien. Hy hart moes keer om nie oor te loop en sy gesig te verdrink nie. My hart het geruk. Ek het om die tafel gestap en agter my kind gaan staan. Ek het my arms om sy hele lyf saam met sy skouers geslaan en sy kop gesoen. Ek het gewens ek kon al sy pyn vat en op my pyn vasmaak. Ek, Mietha, stap my hele lewe deur met die juk van pyn. Ek kon sy pyn afbak. Jy is edel, Daniël. Ek weet jy kry dit van jou ouma, het ek gedink. Die deeloomblik tussen ons was te groot vir my. Die kind met die trane net agter die vensters van sy oë. My eie oë wat soos 'n damwal wou losbreek en hulle walle oorstroom. Ek het uit my maag, uit my keel gesluk. My mond was droog. 'n Storm is aan kom, dit het ek gevoel. Ek het sy skouers vas teen myne gedruk, styf, sy hare weer gesoen. Ek het uit die kombuis geloop, om stil by die tafel gelos, die kombuisdeur sag agter my toegemaak en net betyds die skuilte van my kamer gemaak. Ek het op my bed neergesak en toe breek die storm in my oë. Die seer het uit my maag geruk, my hele lyf beet geneem, my geskik, my ontroostbaar laat snik. Ek het gehuil vir al die ongeluk van die mense wat die wêreld so lelik maak, en vir Daniël, wat ek vermoed het moeilikheid by die skool gehad. Maar ek het myself beloof om een vir een weer die skoenlappers te vang en terug in die kamers van sy oë te sit.